Hola.
Hola.
Bonjour.
Hola. Bonjour. I think we're going... Okay, every week when we do this podcast, we seem to add more greetings from around the world.
We do, because we have a lot of listeners around the world, so we have to say hello to everybody.
Excuse me, I checked our podcast stats. We don't have anyone from Spain or France. But anyway, hello people.
Hello, hola.
Welcome to another episode of Tomboy Tirade, the way we like to say it.
Yeah, the way we like to say it. It's not tirade, it's not tirade, it's not tirade, it's tirade. So if you don't like it, you can always
go to the toilet. And speaking of toilet, hey, you know what, Sharon? That's going to be one of our topics for today.
No shit!
Loved how you said that. Okay, I'm going to call this the Squatty Potty segment. It's really funny because last week what happened was someone on my Facebook actually put up a really interesting site. It's called How We're Taking a Crap the Wrong Way.
Is that okay? How you're taking crap the wrong way? Is that even a wrong way?
Exactly. So I want to ask you, how do you normally take a poop? Are you doing it on a squatty toilet or are you doing it on a sitting down toilet?
Oh no, I'm on a sitting down toilet.
We've not been doing it the right way.
So what is the right way then?
The right way is to actually squat. The ideal position is to actually squat so that your muscles actually act as a sling for your rectum. So basically when you sit down on the toilet, apparently the hold on your rectum is loosened, but only partially. Whereas if you squat, your entire rectum is completely relaxed. It's so like it's gone on a vacation, sitting down on the beach, completely relaxed.
Like everything just comes out, like oozes out.
Yeah, it's like, ooh la la, this is the perfect position for my stool to come out. Ooh, plonk.
That sounds gross. Okay, fine. So the right way to take a crap is actually to squat. But what about those people who can't squat then?
You probably need a bulldozing lift or some kind of crane machine.
Or one of those car jacks that you put on your bum and just go like push yourself up.
That would be a great idea. A mobile car jack.
A mobile car jack, so you can actually have it installed in the toilets.
Yeah.
In the squatting ones, and just have those butt jacks. Yeah. So
if that's the right way to do it, then somebody's going to have to do it specially for senior citizens. We're going to have to cordon off restrooms where, for the handicapped, where only they can be able to be, jacked down and jacked up again. Doesn't sound very nice, right?
Wrong.
But, with all these car jacks and it just sounds like you're being put into a sports car eject seat. What if it doesn't jack you up to the proper heights and then you just end up being on the moon?
Yeah, why not?
You get jacked to the moon.
Yeah, then you don't need rockets anymore, or spaceships anymore.
Have you ever wanted to go into space?
Take a shit.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was such a crappy topic. I think I need to take a crap before we talk about our next crappy topic, which is about crappy wrestling movies. Crappy wrestling TV shows from the 80s.
How can you call that crappy? That's what I call classic, I mean, we're talking about WWF, right? WWF, WWE. We're talking about
liked WWF, but then when it moved back down the alphabet to WWE instead of WWG,
it became kind of crappy.
It took 15,000 steps backwards down the wrestling evolutionary scale.
No,
okay?
I agree. WWE is actually quite crappy. But if we look at WWF, like the beginning of when they actually started it out,
which you did, right? Because you actually watched WWF when you were a kid.
I did.
Tell us about that. What did you like about growing up with wrestling?
I've never been a sporty person, and even if I were to watch sports on TV, I mean, you've got your soccer, you've got your basketball, you've got your baseball and all that stuff, right? They never entertain me at all. I find them really, really boring. So then when wrestling came about, at one point in time, I think I was flipping through channels, I can't remember. Then wrestling came about, and then I think I saw Hulk Hogan for the first time. You gotta take a stand, it don't have to
was really into football and athletics. I was really into Carl Lewis at that time, running. But like you, I was flipping channels, and then I saw The Undertaker.
Watching it simply because it's so entertaining compared to all other sports that I've seen on TV. I just find them really boring because you have like guys fighting over one ball, for example, the soccer bit. So when I
Apparently
saw
you didn't have friends, Sharon?
No, I didn't have friends. I'm a loner. I play with trees. Anyway, so I watched WWF, and it's the same thing with my dad. My dad doesn't like sports either. He doesn't follow soccer
because
whatsoever.
He didn't have friends.
No, he had friends. That's the best part. He had friends. He's very popular.
Oh, okay.
But he's just not into those sports until WWF came onto TV, and I started watching it, and I started watching with my dad. And that was the time when father and daughter bond. That was the bonding moment between me and my dad.
Aww.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that father and daughter is bonding over wrestling, of all things.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm like the son that he wanted to have, I guess.
I think it's the same thing with my dad as well. When we were watching like football, right? I used to watch it with my dad a lot. It was like when my dad and I were watching the European Cup and the World Cup and the English Premier League back at the time when they actually had good players with good freaking teams, not like what the shit it is now. It seemed like I was like the prodigal son that my dad never had. So yeah, so sports brought us really close to our dads, right? I remember the 80s cheesy wrestling matches when you had people like Bret the Hit Hartman, you had Hulk Hogan,
you got Randy Savage, you got Macho Man, and then you got Andre the Giant.
Yeah, remember those tag teams, the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, the Bushwhackers, exactly. And then you have Hacksaw Jim Duggan. My absolute favorite, and I still have the hots for this guy, is Shawn Michaels.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks.
I had the hots for this guy. I always find him like the only good-looking guy in the whole wrestling franchise.
But I also had something for Bret the Hit Hartman as well, because I
wanted his shades.
I liked his speech. You know how he would come on, like how they would come on right before the match. They would give like this little video diary. This was the beginning of reality shows, people.
Yeah, exactly. It's the beginning of reality shows.
He would come on and he would say things like, I'm Bret the Hit Hartman and I'm gonna show the audience what tenacity is all about. And I used to think, I love this word tenacity. And he always used to use it. It was like every wrestler had their tagline, and Bret the Hit Hartman's was tenacity. And I was like, yeah, man, I love tenacity. I don't know what it means, but I love the word.
Because of it being so entertaining and so larger-than-life characters that they created, it's from there that I actually started learning subconsciously. Characterization, dramatization, all these things that involve getting into a show or creating a storyline, because it's basically storyline. The stories are fake. The characters are fake, although the wrestling is still quite real, but then again, it's kind of like, it's over-the-top wrestling. Generally, the sport in itself, wrestling in itself, is actually quite boring if you were to take a look at actual wrestling. Yeah. So what they decided to do is to dramatize the whole damn thing. And that works! It's cheesy, it's corny, no doubt, but it's fucking brilliant. And it's like TV sports at its best, I tell you. But to be honest, right now, for the WWE, what's happening right now is so boring.
Why?
Because they're trying to recapture what goes on back then, back in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s, and they're trying to recreate it now, and it doesn't work. Yeah. They tried this new era with Steve Austin. Remember Steve Austin?
Yeah.
You've got Steve Austin, John Cena, and you've got, what's the other guy's name? I can't remember right now. You've got these guys who are coming up with a new attitude whereby they are all street fighters. They're street thugs.
Yeah.
Whereas the 1970s and 1980s, they are more of a caricature.
Yeah, you're right. The new WWE tries to recapture what the WWF did in the 70s and 80s and 90s, early 90s.
It's not
but
really
I think it has lost its charm because it's now, people know that it's really fake and there's less fighting and more bickering and bitching. And that has kind of
It's-
taken away the appeal of what the show is
As
really all about.
Initially, yeah, exactly. I completely agree.
That's why I still keep watching those old reruns on
Yeah.
YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you, YouTube, because I
Thank
was
you,
watching
YouTube.
WrestleMania 3 last night.
Yeah, I think we should
It's
they
way
should
much
do a
more fun.
rerun, you know,
Of what? Of all
of
the
all
old
these people
wrestlings?
coming out from their old folks' homes, you know, out from their
Well,
wheelchairs
some
and doing a reunion.
Well, some of them passed away already, actually.
Yeah.
Like, Randy Savage passed away about 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan is still around, I think, but...
Never mind. We
people-
can just do bring them back from the dead reunion. I got a direct connection to the devil in hell.
Awesome! You mean Hades?
Yes. We're good friends.
I am fantastic!
Completely, yeah.
Tell him to bring Randy
I'll-
Savage out as well.
Randy Savage and Paul Bearer. Okay, got them down.
Awesome!
Moving on.
Hey, Persis! Guess what?
What?
I just came out of the Bat Cave, and you know what happened?
What the hell happened? You're not even supposed to be in the Batcave. That's my home.
No. I had to because I thought I saw Ben Affleck in there.
What?
Ben Affleck, the Ben Affleck Daredevil dude.
Yeah.
He's
What
in the
about
Bat
that?
Cave,
What
and
about
he's trying out the bat suit.
what? How can he?
Yeah.
What? What do you mean by he's trying out the bat suit? This sucks.
Because he's the new Batman for the new Batman movie.
Oh my god!
I know, you
no.
hate it.
Oh
You
my
hate- I know you're a big fan.
God, I want to kill myself. This is terrible. This is a blasphemy.
I
How can he be the
know.
new Batman?
I know, it's like putting in Casey Affleck playing Freddy Krueger, for example. You know, it's just wrong.
I know the Twitter world was completely up in arms with the news when it came out, like, what, a day and a half ago? It's crazy,
so.
people! How can this be?
Well,
You know
I
how
actually thought
hard
that-
it was, to build up the Batman franchise from Adam
Mm-hmm.
West, to turn it around, to make him the dark cartoon character that he was, and then now this? I mean,
Well-
come on. Ben Affleck does not have the track record, okay? Daredevil was such a bad comic book hero movie. It was so bad.
it was bad. It was bad. Although he did look good in it.
He
You
did.
know, I mean,
Looking
he looked
good-
good in it.
Looking
I mean,
good
it's
does
cute.
not, count.
I'm just
it
saying,
doesn't count.
he just looks good. But although, yes, the Daredevil thing was kind of crappy. But then again, I kind of thought that, it could be better than when they put in George Clooney in the suit.
George Clooney was okay. I mean, he wasn't my first choice, but
I was screaming my head off going, blasphemy!
It was
Clooney,
blasphemy.
the
Yeah, I
dude
mean,
from
neither was
ER.
Val Kilmer. I mean, a lot of people are gonna knock us on the head knock me on the head
Val
for saying
Kilmer?
that. But I still think that Michael Keaton really brought a certain weird manicness to Bruce Wayne.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, a bit of sensitivity, and which he kind of showed in the second movie. I think out of the two Tim Burton movies, I always thought the second one was good.
Oh yeah, I
Better
like
than the first one.
though.
The first one was good only because of Jack Nicholson. But then again, a lot of people are
I'm
gonna hit me on
biased.
the head and say Heath Ledger did a better a rendition of it.
It's a different rendition. It's not
Yes.
a better performance. It's just a different rendition of Joker.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Jack Nicholson is Jack Nicholson's performance.
I
Heath
know.
Ledger's is Heath Ledger. So
I
don't
think,
compare.
I don't think
know?
you can compare because both had their own
Their own
take
unique
and, on
exactly.
the character.
Exactly.
And okay, to be fair, maybe some people will say, okay, Ben Affleck's gonna probably bring his own take to the whole character and bring a
Which
whole new
may not be a
dimension
good
to
thing.
it, which may not be a good thing, but we probably have to give him the benefit of the doubt because the studios have already made their decision, and what can we do except just accept it,
Watch.
right? I'm a huge Batman fan. If I
Yeah.
could sleep with a life-size Batman dummy, I
Flash.
would. Yeah, I'm completely in love with the character. The first time I saw, the cheesy Adam West television series on TV. I've always been a gothic dark person. I've always lived in a subterranean world.
In a cave.
In a cave. And so it has always been a huge part of me. I grew up with it. I dreamt about being in Gotham City. I always
Right.
loved the villains, Catwoman, the Joker. They all just completely were borderline psychotic. And I
Kind of
felt-
like you.
yeah, I could relate because that was the story of my childhood. Borderline psychotic.
Have you been on meds?
I've always been on meds. What are you talking
Oh, there you
about?
go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just need to check.
Yeah, so having someone as clean cut and
Goody two-shoes.
two-dimensional, rather flat in my eyes, an
Yeah.
American do-gooder doesn't
Yeah.
really strike me as being the perfect choice, perfect casting choice for Batman. You know, Christian Bale, the reason why
He worked.
yeah.
To
Even
me, I
for
think
Christian
he
Bale, he worked because he had that kind of backlog.
Darkness.
Yeah,
Darkness
he's
towards
done
him,
characters
yeah.
which required a lot of complexity. Zack Snyder's going to be directing this particular movie, and I'm like, Back to Affleck. I think Affleck, I have a lot of reservations. I don't have a good feeling. He may have built himself up with a track record with Argo and The Town. Physically,
Yeah.
he's built himself up to the point where he's huge. And physically, he's got it down pat. But like I said, I just can't give him the benefit of the doubt totally. I still have my
Really?
reservations. Yeah. If not,
I bet you're not going to watch this movie at all,
no,
right?
I'm not.
Oh dear.
I'm not going to watch this at all.
Sorry, Zack Snyder. One audience lesser now. So,
But meanwhile, I'm going to go to the Bat Cave. Thanks for the warning, though. I'm going to
Yeah, go.
I'm going to dismantle the Bat car, the Batmobile.
why would you dismantle the Bat car?
No.
Just kick Ben Affleck out of there.
Fuck, man. Ben Affleck's not
Just
going to
kick
drive
him
that
out.
Batmobile. That belongs to Christian Bale.
what-
I'm sorry.
Exactly. So just take the Batmobile, chase Ben Affleck out of the fucking cave, and
See,
then
this is-
just
This is what happens when Christian Bale and Batman go on a vacation with Catwoman and Anne Hathaway. You know,
Ah,
can't
see,
leave the Batcave alone. You know, somebody's got to
Exactly.
come in there and
just
completely
ruin the whole
ruin
thing.
it. Yeah, this is a problem. You know, Alfred needs to stop following Batman all around the place. Alfred, you're the butler. Stay at home, okay?
And that is all for our episode of
Tomboy
Tirade. Subscribe to us on iTunes and check out our website at tomboy-tarts.com. That's tomboy-tarts.com. And again, as I've said, we are revamping our website, so we'll be back up online in September, so check us out then.
And if you're a social media freak like us, check us out on our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr.
Instagram and the Tumblr.
Yeah, and Tumblr. And I've got an echo here because we're in the Bat Cave, remember? Just type Tomboy Tarts, Tomboy Tarts, or if you'd like to email us directly, we're available online all the time. You can do so at tomboy.tarts@gmail.com. That's tomboy.tarts@gmail.com. We are everywhere, people,
Everywhere.
except Ben Affleck's house.
We're not there.
Don't bother
sorry,
to even
no.
go there.